Hello again, Year 2. Today we're going to be writing the second part of our text map about our early life. And I made a mistake, on the last one when I said to you what we were going to be doing next. So I hope you were sitting there going, Mrs. Gabella, that's not right. Silly me. Today we're going to be looking at our early life. And again, you might not need to make things up. You could talk about what you actually do. Before we do that, we're going to have a think back onto our text map about Mary Seacole so we can think about what kind of information we need to put into our early life. So, early life. Mary's mother was a nurse who treated soldiers using medicines made from herbs and roots. When she was 12, Mary started to help her mother. In 1836, Mary married Edwin Seacole, but he died 8 years later. Okay. Thankfully, I don't have anything that tragic in my life. So I was thinking about what it was that made me really love ice cream. When I was a little girl, we used to go on family holidays, and my grandfather always used to give us money that was only to be spent on ice cream. So it was our ice cream money. And every night after our dinner, we'd go for a walk and we'd buy ice cream. Sometimes we'd buy it from little shops that sold ice creams. Sometimes, and I can remember some holidays, you'd buy it from a stall. You just walked along the road and there'd be somebody there selling ice cream out of pots. So I'm going to write about my early life involving ice cream as well. So, early life. Okay, so Mary's mother was a nurse who treated soldiers using plants and roots. My mother isn't really very important in my story about how I became an ice cream maker. So I'm just going to write some sentences about my early life. Okay. So, when she was young, her grandfather would give her money to spend on ice cream. Mrs. Gabella tried lots of different flavors from lots of different shops. Okay. So my early life. When she was young, her grandfather would, that doesn't make sense. Let's change that. When she was young, Mrs. Gabella's, and I need my apostrophe S because it's my possession from my grandfather, he belongs to me. When she was young, Mrs. Gabella's grandfather would give her money to spend on ice cream. Mrs. Gabella tried lots of different flavours from lots of different shops. Okay. So what I would like you to do is I would like you to write about your early life. And it might be something that connects to what you want to be with your occupation, and it might not. If you can get it to connect, that would be fantastic. So if you want to be a famous ballerina, maybe you could say about how you started doing ballet lessons and maybe watching ballet on TV. Or if you want to be a journalist, somebody who writes about what goes on in the news, maybe it could be something like you loved watching programs on television about the news around the world, or you liked reading stories about what was happening in the world. So think about if you can try and connect that to what it is that you did that you're famous for. and I will see you next time. And this time we'll be doing the bit where you live and the achievements.